Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the North American Retail Hardware Association's 22nd Annual Young Retailer of the Year Awards Program. I'm Bob Cutter, President and CEO of NRHA, and on behalf of NRHA and its Board of Directors, we'd like to say thank you to all of you for being here to celebrate with us these amazing young leaders. This evening is one of my favorite events that we host. In spite of today's public opinion, this independent home improvement retail channel is strong, is vibrant, and poised for a bright future. Of course, that's my opinion. However, with the stories you're about to hear from this year's honorees, I believe at the conclusion of this evening's event, you will feel not only inspired, but confident that these young leaders will continue to strengthen our independent channel, regardless of shingle, brand, or wholesale affiliation. Before I get any further, I'd like to introduce some representatives of our sponsors who are here with us tonight, so I would ask you, as I call your name, please stand and be recognized. For our reception, from Aero Fastener, Mr. Bill Sokol, Vice President of Marketing. Thank you, Bill. And our program sponsors, from Channel Lock, Mr. Ryan DeArmond, Vice President of Sales and Marketing. From Delta Faucet, Chelsea Hyland, Associate Channel Marketing Manager. From Fluid Master, Mr. Greg Galen, National Account Manager. From Intertape Polymer Group, Mr. Dave Lewis, National Sales Manager. And from Midwest Fastener, Mr. Glenn Gavart, Vice President of Sales. Let's give them one more round of applause. Without these folks, we can't do what we do here tonight. At this time, I'd like to bring up Scott Wright, who will be our Master of Ceremonies this evening. Scott? Thank you, Bob. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening.
Well, good evening, everyone. We're very excited to have you all here. Before we get started, I want to encourage you to share all of your photos and videos from tonight with NRHA on social media using hashtag YROTY18. Tonight is a celebration that we at NRHA look forward to all year. This evening, we celebrate the future of independent home improvement retailing by turning the spotlight on 8 of the brightest young retailers in our industry. These men and women represent the next generation of entrepreneurs who will point the way forward for our industry's success. These 8 honorees were selected from a very strong group of candidates who were nominated this year. Each applicant was examined by a team of judges who carefully looked at the following 3 criteria. The first is their accomplishments and career high points at such an early stage of their careers. As you'll see tonight, these accomplishments are so impressive, beyond words. The second criteria was their ongoing education and desire to continue learning about home improvement retailing, this great and noble profession that they have all chosen for their careers. The third category was something that speaks to the heart of all independent retailers, and that's how they are not just involved with, but how they lead their communities forward and serve through their tireless involvement. As someone who has been fortunate to be involved with the Retail Leadership Institute at NRHA, I have the distinct honor and privilege to see the future of our industry firsthand. For the past 5 years, I've seen the future with every student who comes through our Retail Management Certification program. Some of the students who have participated in this program are actually sitting on this very stage tonight. And I can't say enough about the ongoing support that we have received from the National Hardware Show. Not only do they make this event possible each year through their sponsorship, they also help promote the future of our industry through their support of the NRHA Retail Management Certification Program. For the past 3 years, the National Hardware Show has provided $30,000 in scholarships for retailers to attend through the Young Retailer of the Year RMCP Scholarship Program. So now I'd like to invite your NRHA Chairman of the Board, Meghan Menzer, owner of Newton's True Value in Cherryvale, Kansas, and a recipient of this very award in 2005, to say a few words. Meghan?
Good evening, everyone. As a former Retailer of the Year honoree and now Chairman of the Board of the NRHA, I've had the privilege of experiencing the excitement and rewards of this program firsthand. I still remember that night 13 years ago. I was nervous, but I was also very proud and very humble to be recognized before the industry, as we are doing tonight with this year's honorees. Being a Young Retailer of the Year was one of the highlights of my career. But looking back, what has even been more rewarding is how this program set in motion an involvement with the NRHA that has lasted 13 years. And I will continue for the rest of my career. A few years after I was honored, I was asked to join the NRHA Board of Directors. And for the last 10 years, I have had the honor of serving all 35,000 independent retailers in the industry through this great organization. But it all started right here on this stage back in 2005. Each year, I look forward to this night when we usher in a new group of Young Retailers of the Year recipients. It's a glimpse into the future and the retailers who will lead our industry forward. Each year, it seems their accomplishments are more profound. It is humbling to be one of the past honorees, but also a sense of great pride for myself and my family. I'm not alone. There are several other past Young Retailer honorees who are here in the audience tonight, several of them who I've served with on the NRHA board. So I'd like to take a moment now to recognize these past honorees. As I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Adam Busher, Picton Home Hardware, class of 2007. TJ Comstock, Northwest Hardware, class of 2010. Dave Dischke, Grand River Home Hardware, class of 2004. Joe Frankina, Crest True Value Hardware and Urban Garden Center, class of 2017. James Kabarak, Keefe Hardware, class of 2001 and class of 2007. Let's give them all another round of applause and thank them for continuing to support this program and NRHA by attending tonight's event. Now, without further ado, Scott Wright will introduce this year's honorees.
Thanks, Meghan. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's turn our focus to the men and women of the hour, our 2018 Young Retailers of the Year. The first category of honorees tonight is the single store under $2 million in sales category. And our first honoree for this category is Ronna Kilts, manager of Mattson's True Value Hardware in Howard City, Michigan. Let's take a few minutes to learn more about what Ronna has done by watching her video.
Ronna Kilts has deep roots in the hardware retailing industry. She grew up helping her parents run the store her grandparents started in 1963, so it's little surprise that at the age of 25, she runs much of the operational side of the family business, Mattson's Hardware. Ronna directs the store's human resources functions, which includes overseeing about 20 employees. She also handles most of the store's accounting and acts as marketing director. Then last year, she took on an even bigger task that completely changed the look of Mattson's Hardware. The sales floor was overdue for a complete remodel, so Ronna devised a plan to make it happen. One of her challenges was how to connect the store's large craft department with the traditional hardware categories. Her design would help customers shopping in the craft area to explore the hardware side, and vice versa. By making more efficient use of space, Ronna was able to expand several departments without increasing the size of the building. She added 160 feet of new merchandise to fasteners and hardware, making it the strongest selection in her market. She also implemented a new inventory control process to improve the store's efficiency. In the months following the remodel, sales have already been increasing, and Ronna expects a strong spring season this year for the business. She has also been looking for a way to expand the store's customer base. She recently started a loyalty program to encourage repeat shoppers in the craft department. This past Christmas, she held a Pictures with Santa event that drew in many new families. The surrounding community has also benefited from Ronna's organizing skills. She applied for and received a grant from her co-op that would provide 40 gallons of free paint to a local school. She helps organize the town's annual Harvest Festival, and this year is helping plan the town's 150th anniversary. In 2016, she and her brother organized a buck pull contest where local hunters compete for prizes during deer hunting season. Besides working at the hardware store, Ronna manages the finances for her brother's party rental business. She is also a licensed cosmetologist and works part-time in a nearby beauty salon. While she's learned much about retailing from her parents, she's also pursued formal education. This summer, she plans to finish her master's degree in business administration. Despite all the demands on her time, Ronna still finds time to get away from her work. She enjoys baking and hunting. Join me in congratulating NRHA 2018 Young Retailer of the Year, Ronna Kilts.
Now I'd like to ask Ronna to come down and say a few words.
I'm here. Good evening, and thank you for all being here tonight. Give me 1 second so I can open up my notes. Congratulations to all of my fellow honorees. I know what it took to get here tonight. Also, I understand that with great successes, at one point came great defeat. I'd like to start by saying I thank God every day for the options, opportunities, and the abilities He's blessed me with, but also the people He's blessed me with. We are a third-generation owned hardware. I've been a part of the True Value, well, not me, but our hardware, has been a part of the True Value Corporation for about 35 years now. This May, we are celebrating our 55th year of business. I started working at the hardware at the mature age of 6 years old. At the time, my job description consisted of telling my little brother what to do, following my dad around everywhere, and bugging the employees. I must have been doing something right because in 7th grade, my parents officially let me start working weekends. My first paycheck was a Savage 243 rifle from my dad. Now, 15 years later, not much has changed. I'm still a manager. I am a PR rep, HR rep, and my favorite title of all, boss's kid. I come and go as I please. I do whatever I want, and sometimes I get free lunch out of the deal. And that's okay. There isn't one thing I wouldn't do for those guys or for that place. I had to write all of this out, not because I didn't know what to say or because the million speech classes I've took up to this point didn't prepare me, but because I have so much to say, and the people that have been a part of my journey along the way deserve the very best. First off, I'd like to start by thanking the NRHA for doing this, for being so welcoming, and for making me feel like a celebrity. I'd like to thank all of you sponsors. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. A huge thank you to my True Value rep, Kim Betts, for always being encouraging and uplifting. I'd also like to thank my Midwest reps, Joe Vandertorn and Jared Camp. 1, for making our store look amazing, and number 2, for upholding their end of the deal, so this is their shout out. I'd like to thank my Mattson's crew for all of their hard work and support. Those guys mean the world to me, and they're supposedly holding the fort down right now, so I haven't heard from any of them yet. And lastly, I'd like to thank the people at table number 1, my family. You guys mean the world to me. They have been the definition of amazing, and their support is absolutely outstanding. My sister Rachel, thank you for always pushing me to my fullest potential and for being the best role model a little sister could ask for. To my favorite coworker of 20 years, my brother Ricky, thanks for always keeping me on my toes and for having my back no matter what. To my boyfriend Jake, for always being patient with me and for tolerating my overwhelm, and you've supported me every step of the way. And now to my parents. You guys thought I forgot about you. There's no way I could. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here today, literally and figuratively. I honestly have no idea how I could ever repay you for all you've done for me. I aspire to be just like you guys. This award is a direct reflection of you guys' hard work and success. I am more than honored to be here today, representing my Mattson's crew, my community, the True Value Corporation, and my parents. This award isn't just mine, it's all of theirs too. Thank you guys.
Okay, our second honoree tonight is also in the single store under $2 million in sale category. And our honoree for this category is Meghan Zarbano, owner of Handy Hardware and Rental in Valley City, North Dakota. Let's learn more about Meghan by watching her video.
Meghan Zarbano may only have been 23 years old when she purchased a hardware store in Valley City, North Dakota. But it was soon obvious she had a natural talent for understanding the needs of her customers. The former owner of the store had built a profitable business. Still, Meghan found ways to make it better. One of her first projects was a 2,200 square foot expansion to the building that would provide more space for merchandise. As part of the process, she reset the entire sales floor to be more organized and easier to shop. The following year, annual sales increased by 26%. Part of the reset included bringing the paint department to the front of the store and creating a dedicated room where customers could look at paint colors. Thanks to her work in the department, she's gained new paint customers and has increased sales dramatically. For the past 5 years, she has consistently ranked as one of her wholesalers' top 5 paint retailers. Meghan also maintains a strong business with local contractors in her plumbing and electrical departments. Her sales in those areas have increased, despite the presence of several specialty supply houses nearby. To make business more efficient, Meghan converted the entire store to a computerized point-of-sale system. She also looks for ways to attract new customers through diverse niche offerings. Sales of wild bird feed and bird feeders increased exponentially after she added an arbor display near the front of the store. To capture the business of local hunters, Meghan started offering deer feed, and sales have grown quickly. After introducing a line of pellet grills, Meghan increased sales in that category by 175% over the next 4 years. Meghan began hosting special events to boost customer counts. An annual Ladies' Day held over the opening of deer hunting weekend has been very successful in attracting more female shoppers to the store. In the community, Meghan is an active member of the Rotary Club, where she participates in multiple fundraising events. She helped secure a grant that would bring Dolly Parton's Imagination Library to her town. Her latest project has been to secure a grant to fund the purchase and distribution of a Rotary Club book designed to teach ethics to children. There has been a considerable increase in local competition over the past few years, but Meghan and her team continue to maintain high sales numbers as they stay dedicated to customer service and a well-stocked store. Meghan and her husband Tony have 2 boys, Ethan and Gavin, and most days you might see their dog Purdy hanging out around the store. Let's give a warm welcome to NRHA 2018 Young Retailer of the Year, Meghan Zarbano.
Thank you for that warm welcome. It's humbling to be honored here this evening with such a prestigious award and the opportunity to share my story. My journey in the industry started 16 years ago, to the day to be exact. Just a teenager, I worked for Doug Kratz at the local hardware store. It was my first real job, and I'm sure I was more interested in the paycheck than the lessons that I was learning along the way. But as my proficiency grew, my roles continued to expand, and my confidence increased. After graduating with a business degree, there was no hesitation as to what I wanted to pursue next. I knew hardware. It was where I belonged. Like many of you, I live in small-town America. You understand how a hardware store is a cornerstone business in a small town. I provide tools for my community to build and grow, and in return, my community gives me support through their patronage. It isn't easy keeping small-town America thriving, especially with the box stores and the virtual stores so readily available to offer cost savings. But what I offer is so much more than that. Exceptional customer service, industry expertise, and a familiar face. But it hasn't always been easy, especially being a woman in a small town. Over the years, I have definitely gained the respect and confidence of my loyal customers, but it's taken time. Living in a small town has its advantages of knowing most people by name, but on more than one occasion, I've had an unfamiliar customer ask me if one of the guys was available to help in the plumbing department. It always makes me smile as I get to say, I own this store, and I can promise you that I can plumb better than all of the other guys in this building put together. Now that might be a stretch on some days, but it's so satisfying knowing that I can exceed a customer's expectations and get them exactly what they need. There are so many people that have supported me throughout this journey. My parents, who taught me the value of hard work and gave me my entrepreneurial spirit. My dedicated team, especially my store manager, Joel Gortmaker, who runs Handy Hardware as if it was his own business. The people in the industry that give me the tools to be successful. My buying group, United Hardware, the fabulous vendors that partner with me, and of course, the NRHA. My husband, whose love and support has made this journey more achievable for me, and my 2 young children, whose natural curiosity never ceased to amaze me and challenge me to look at solutions differently. And lastly, my community. Their patronage ensures that together we can continue to build and maintain the sustainability of small-town America. Thank you.
Okay, so before we move on to our over $2 million in sales category, let's hear a message from our sponsors discussing their support of the independent channel and their thoughts on the Young Retailer of the Year program.
Hi, I'm Joe Tossi. I'm Intertape Polymer Group's Senior Vice President of Consumer Sales.
And I'm Brandon Poss, Consumer Marketing Manager for Intertape Polymer Group.
Intertape Polymer is one of the world's largest manufacturers of tape and film products. We make everything from duct tape to masking tape, carton sealing tapes, foil and HVAC tapes. We were founded in 1981 and since that time have grown to almost a $1 billion company. The Young Retailer of the Year program is important to the industry because...
Whoa. You're not qualified to speak to this.
Why? Because we're a manufacturer and not a retailer?
Because you're not young. I'll take it from here. The focus of our retail business has always been the independent paint and hardware channel. Servicing dealers and providing unmatched solutions for the customer has always been our #1 mission. With the ever-changing world we live in, retailers need to keep up and stay ahead of the curve. Evolving and adapting are key to continued success. This award represents the achievements, community involvement, and education necessary to run a successful operation. Young retailers can support the industry by continuing to bring fresh ideas and perspective to a channel that is seeing greater competition, especially with the e-com boom. There is no substitute for in-store interaction with a knowledgeable, trained employee providing great service. The independent hardware dealer is the cornerstone of IPG's retail division. We hope that all honorees can continue to build on the tradition and successes of the independent retail channel, much like IPG has done for over 30 years and will continue to do for many more.
NRHA has been advancing the independent channel for many years. Partnering with NRHA for the past 5 years has been a huge benefit for our company. From all of us at IPG, congratulations to the 2018 honorees.
My name is Jason DeVries with Midwest Fasteners. I am the VP of Marketing, and Midwest Fasteners is a nationwide distributor of screws and bolts. We also have 20,000 plus SKUs of specialty items, signs, letters, numbers, keys, construction products, and things of that like. The Young Retailer of the Year program is a really nice way to get a whole bunch of people into one room and see what is on the minds of the young emerging retailers, entrepreneurs, new store owners, new managers, and see what the trends are, what the future is going to be like, and what makes this industry and this channel still viable. I hope the honorees walk away from this year's Young Retailer of the Year ceremony feeling like the people in that room are really invested in them, really care about them, and really care about the future of this business. And you know, if they walk away feeling excited, feeling invested in, feeling like there's a real enthusiasm and excitement, I think that would be the best outcome. I think the leaders in the industry can really gain a lot of strategic insight into what the future's going to require of them, how we need to tailor our programs, how we need to provide new tools, provide new technology, and really provide a winning solution for retailers that are going to be there for many years to come. As a supplier who's in our 4th year supporting the program, we wish you all the best in 2018. We thank NRHA for putting this together, and we wish everyone here that your business may prosper.
My name is Greg Galen. I am the National Account Manager. I have responsibility for the traditional side of the business, the co-ops and the two-step distributors in the United States. Fluidmaster is a manufacturer of toilet repair products, and we proudly celebrated our 60th year in business last year in our family-owned company. Well, this award program is similar to Rookie of the Year in Major League Sports. It shows success at a young age. It shows passing of the torch to the next generation. And these are the stores that are going to help the independent continue on that successful path. If you look at your first job as a teenager, chances are it was likely with a small business. If it was, some of the lessons you learned very early probably resulted in your success today. The young people that run and manage these stores are loyal and they're innovative. Collectively, This group of people make things happen. Support the traditional hardware channel. These young honorees should continue to support the community and value their customer base. And if the opportunity arises, open additional stores. We need more local hardware stores in the United States and Canada, not fewer. My hope would be that they visit one of the casinos before they leave town, hit a progressive jackpot, take the earnings, open another store, and devote half of it to Fluidmaster toilet repair products. For all of you sitting up here with me tonight, congratulations. This is a real honor, well deserved, and we hope to see you back in future years.
Thank you to the first three sponsors that we're going to highlight tonight. And now let's turn our attention to the second category of tonight's honorees, the retailers in the over $2 million in sales category. And the first honoree tonight in the single store over $2 million in sales category is Shaun Angelo, General Manager of Budget Home Supply in Longmont, Colorado. Let's take a look at Shaun's video.
Shaun Angelo started working for Budget Home Supply in 2008 after a career as an independent plumber. That year, Shaun's father-in-law Butch Vernon approached him about working for the family business. Shaun started as a buyer for the plumbing, electrical, tool and hardware departments and eventually took over buying for LBM as well. By 2011, he was promoted to General Manager and now oversees the entire operation. In 2013, a flood severely damaged the business. Shaun saw the disaster as an opportunity to make improvements and worked closely with his family to create a 5-year plan to revitalize the company. His strategy included a rebranding, which involved changing the business name from Budget Home Center to Budget Home Supply. Shaun updated the company logo and shifted the company's attention to focus more on pro customers. He also completely re-merchandised and reset the store. Additionally, Shaun coordinated several capital improvements, including bathroom, flooring, and lighting updates to create a better environment for shoppers. Set to wrap up this spring, the 5-year strategy has already resulted in an 82% increase in sales. As part of his plan, Shaun also implemented new initiatives to grow business with custom deck builders. Among that customer demographic, sales have risen 450% over the past few years. Shaun manages a 50-person team and attributes a great deal of the company's success to their hard work. He makes sure his staff is trained to provide top-quality service. Building relationships with his community is also very important to Shaun. One of Budget Home Supply's largest events is an annual deck trade show. He also organizes a Ladies in the Lumberyard event, a customer appreciation banquet, and a golf tournament each year. Budget Home Supply also assists local organizations like the Girl Scouts, the Community High School, and Habitat for Humanity. Shaun values continuing his education and is a graduate of the spring 2017 class of NRHA's Retail Management Certification Program. When he's not working, Shaun enjoys traveling and spending time with his wife, Vernetta, and his son and daughter, Layden and Caslin. Join us in congratulating NRHA 2018 Young Retailer of the Year, Shaun Angelo.
Good evening, everyone. I can't tell you how much receiving this award means to me. It is both extremely rewarding and humbling to be honored as one of 8 Young Retailers of the Year, class of 2018. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you to the NRHA, its board of directors, the event sponsors, and everyone involved in putting this event together tonight. I attended the NRHA Retail Management course in the spring of 2017. I enjoyed the course instruction, the lessons learned, and the collaboration with my fellow students and previous attendees. I am better off for having done so. Thank you to Orgel. You have been a valued partner for just under 20 years now. As we have transitioned from a do-it-yourself customer base to a professional trades, you have assisted with resetting our entire store and even went as far as arranging a visit to Ganal Lumber so that we could get some more insight as we transitioned. To Rick Ott, thank you for the nomination. You've put in a lot of extra hours at our store over the last few months, and it is greatly appreciated. Like clockwork, you're there every Tuesday to have a conversation about what we can do to improve. So thank you. While I am the one that's standing up here today, it has been a team effort. It would not have been possible without our Budget Home Supply family back home and the continued support of our loyal customer base and community. A special thanks goes out to my family. In attendance today, my adoring children, Layden and Caslin. May you always follow your dreams and aspirations, and your life will be better for it. To my brother TJ, my Aunt Rosemary, and Uncle Scott, thanks for the love and support you've provided over the years. To my beautiful wife, Renetta, I love you, and you bring balance to my life. To my mother-in-law, Bev, the tutelage and guidance that you've provided between you and Butch, the late Butch Vernon, has been unparalleled. Thank you for the freedom for me to learn from my mistakes while I grew into my role, and entrusting me and Vernetta with upholding the legacy that you and Butch created. It has been a true pleasure to work for you. This industry has no shortage of its unique challenges and obstacles that can be overcome with grit and determination. We find that with a clear vision and focusing on the relationships with all parties involved, the manufacturers, the distributors, and our customers, the opportunity for success can be achieved. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, our next honoree in the over $2 million in sales category is Taylor Baker, owner of Foothills Hardware and Building Supply in Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. Let's learn more about Taylor by watching his video.
By the time he could walk, Taylor Baker was dusting shelves and cleaning counters in his father's hardware business. So it's only natural that he decided to pursue a career in the home improvement industry. After college, Ron Beal, Taylor's family friend and the president and CEO of Orgel, offered him a job at the company. After 8 years at Orgel, working in marketing, then as a corporate accounts manager, Taylor decided he wanted to run his own business. He purchased a surplus salvage yard in January 2015. Taylor hit the ground running to transform the business into what is now Foothills Hardware and Builders Supply. He completely reset and re-merchandised the store in only a few weeks. He got rid of dead inventory and filled shelves with the diverse product assortment his community needs. LBM has quickly become Taylor's top category, and contractor sales have continued to rise. He prides himself in offering the best quality building materials in the county, and his customers know they can always count on Foothills Hardware for their needs. He's also a certified steel dealer and has become a destination in his community for outdoor power equipment. Taylor is vastly growing his paint department, placing an emphasis on seasonal products and projects. Seeing a need amongst his customer base, Taylor added cabinets, flooring, windows, and doors. He also offers a kitchen and bath design center, equipping Foothills Hardware to handle customers' large-scale projects. By his second year in business, sales doubled, and sales are on track to double again this year. He meticulously maintains his 32,000 square foot store and is always looking for ways to improve. In fact, he has his sights set on purchasing a second location in the coming years. Taylor manages a team of about 20 employees, and he leads by example to facilitate a culture of positivity. He understands good customer service and has built his staff by hiring people who are dedicated to making customers happy. In addition to running a successful company, giving back to the community is important to Taylor and his team. They donate materials to the Boy Scouts, sponsor local sports teams, and participate in parades and other community events. Taylor and his wife Leah have a 3-year-old daughter named Hallie and are expecting a second child later this year. Join us in congratulating NRHA 2018 Young Retailer of the Year, Taylor Baker.
It's a lot brighter up here when you get up in the spotlight than it is back there. So thank you. I'm honored to be here tonight. First of all, thank you to the NRHA and their support of independent retailers across the country, as well as all of our vendors here tonight who made this possible. We really appreciate you guys. This is top notch. It's good, nice event. I want to thank my family that is here tonight. My wife Leah, who has always supported me. This crazy dream of mine, our daughter Hallie, and Grandma here, who helps daily in our busy lives to raise our children. I also want to thank the rest of our family back home that supports us every day. I want to thank my parents for instilling in me a strong work ethic at an early age, and their guidance and patience over the years. To my father Gary, for which I've learned so much about the industry. How to run a small business, and just life in general. All those years dusting and stocking shelves, and being there early Saturday morning after a Friday night football game was not my idea of fun. But you were teaching me responsibility and the importance of being held accountable. When I left for school, I thought I'd left most of that behind, but I'm glad I didn't. Love you guys, and truly happy you could be here tonight to share this honor with me. I want to thank Oracle. Was my home for a long time. I learned a lot of things. They're a great group of guys. Some here tonight. Thank you for being here. I want to. They believed us from the beginning. We took a not so promising business and turned it to a true player in our market, and they helped us transform our business in a very short time when we didn't have a lot of time, and by just believing in their programs and just taking the ball and rolling with it. So I want to thank our sales rep, Mark Wilson, for all of his efforts, for nominating me for this award, and for being a consultant, and most of all, a friend. Our success has been no secret. It's a result of differentiating ourselves with good customer service, offering quality products, and having a desire to serve our customers' needs. I truly believe that if you'll listen to your customers, they'll tell you what to do. So I want to thank my team back home. We've grown pretty quickly over the last couple of years. Couldn't do without them. We all know we're up here accepting that award for those guys, and being in the trenches every day and working really hard. So I want to congratulate all the other young retailers here. I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you again for this honor, and God bless.
Okay, our final honoree in the over $2 million in annual sales category is Mike Wilson, General Manager and Dealer Owner of Wilson's Home Hardware Building Center in Barrington Passage, Nova Scotia. Let's take a look at Mike's video.
Mike Wilson quickly began making an impact on 94-year-old Wilson's Home Hardware Building Center when he joined the team in 2008. Mike became the fourth-generation owner of the family business in 2014 as part of a formal succession plan. Under his leadership, his LBM business has significantly increased. He invested in a lumberyard expansion, new warehouse construction, dedicated department staff, and other developments, all resulting in a rise in category sales. Mike makes sure Wilson's Home Hardware stocks everything his customers need. In addition to traditional home improvement offerings, Mike maintains several niche categories, including a fresh flower shop, trophy and engraving services, and a home furniture store. He also has a cell phone store and garden center, making Wilson's Home Hardware a true one-stop shop. Mike understands the importance of connecting with customers and hosts many special events and sales. In the past, he's held a very popular Ladies Gala event. He also coordinated a huge anniversary sale where he did a customer giveaway for a trip to Toronto for a Blue Jays baseball game. In just a few short years, Mike has established himself as a strong leader of his 65-person team. Due to many of his managers retiring in the past few years, Mike has hired almost an entirely new management team. He has developed standards for his employees so they will maintain a high level of customer service. Mike also makes Wilson's Home Hardware a fun place to work, with initiatives like a Person of the Week program, staff outings, sales incentives, and bonuses. His dedication to the business has delivered strong results. Top-line sales have increased every year since 2012. And in 2016, Wilson's Home Hardware was named Business of the Year for Shelburne County. Mike and his staff are also passionate about giving back to the community and are involved with an uncountable number of local organizations. Wilson's Home Hardware participates in fundraisers for important causes such as breast cancer awareness and gives back to several charities, including Ducks Unlimited. Outside of work, Mike and his wife Carrie love to travel, attend conferences, and spend time with their dog, Duke. Join us in congratulating NRHA 2018 Young Retailer of the Year, Mike Wilson.
Good evening. I'd like to start by thanking the NRHA and all the vendors for making tonight possible. I'm honored to be here with such an inspiring group of retailers. I think a common theme that we'll find on stage tonight is humility. I believe it's because although these are individual awards, we all know that no one achieves anything substantial by themselves. I am no exception. I would like to thank everyone at Home Hardware Stores Limited for giving me access to all the tools I need to be successful within our store, and all the dealers that are here tonight as well supporting tonight. Thanks, guys. Thank you to my parents for the opportunity to be a part of the business that you have built for the last 30 years, and to my grandparents the 60 years prior to that. I'm going to steal your line. I apologize. I didn't see her speech, but I figuratively and literally would not be here without you. I am blessed to walk in the footsteps of 3 generations and 90 years worth of service to others, and have spent my career thus far trying not to screw it up. Thank you to my wife, Carrie. With you in my life, anything is possible. I couldn't do what I do without you. Customers are the lifeline to any business, but if I had to make a choice of where to apply my personal focus, it would be to our staff. I believe if you want your customers to love your business, your staff have to love it first. Thank you to our phenomenal team back in Nova Scotia. I believe in a world where people feel inspired to go to work, feel safe when they are there, and fulfilled when they go home. Thanks very much.
Okay, before we move on to our final category, let's hear once more from our sponsors as they discuss their involvement with the Young Retailer of the Year program.
I'm Chelsea Highland from Delta Faucet Company, and I'm a Retail Channel Marketing Manager. Delta has been around since 1954 and continues to develop and innovate new products for the plumbing industry. It's very important for us to continue to support the independent retailers because they are truly what keeps brick and mortar alive with their great customer service and their creative and innovative ways to shop. Delta is very fortunate that we have been in a relationship with our retailers this long, and we're very excited to support the Young Retailer of the Year award for the 4th year in a row. Each of the honoree stories is so inspiring, so our hope is just that they can share their stories with other independent retailers and just truly be a strong voice for the channel. These honorees bring fresh perspective and ideas to the leaders in our industry, and it is important for both parties to work closely to develop programs, promotions, and products that address their plans and goals, particularly as the business continues to change. Be bold, be proud. You are one of over 35,000 independent home improvement retailers that support small communities all over the U.S. and Canada. There is strength and knowledge in numbers, so we encourage you to continue to be a voice and leader in this industry. On behalf of Delta Faucet, I would like to congratulate this year's Young Retailer of the Year honorees. And I would also like to thank the NRHA for hosting this program that recognizes these emerging retailers. And best of luck to you and your businesses in the future.
I'm Ryan DeArmond, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Channel Lock. We're a 132-year-old manufacturer of pliers here in Meadville, Pennsylvania. We manufacture a majority of our own tools. Most of our tools are made in the USA. My responsibilities include the sales channel administration, as well as working with the retailers, the store owners, the buyers, to make sure that our marketing efforts are aligning with what needs done out in the field. I think the program is important to the industry in sustaining the leadership that we need to keep it going. There seems to be a talent gap in almost every industry when you look at the older generation retiring in record numbers and the lack of young, enthusiastic professionals coming in. So allowing this program to really come forward and to select those young professionals that are taking on the challenges, I think it's very important to look at how well these role models will work amongst their peers and to show that this is a viable industry for the next generation. My hopes for this year's honorees are that they continue to challenge the status quo. Continuous improvement is important in any industry, especially the hardware industry. With the changes that are impacting the channels of distribution today, technology is in utmost importance to make sure that we're doing everything as efficiently as possible. I think the leaders of the domestic manufacturing industry can really learn from the honorees, you know, the latest, greatest techniques to reach the consumer. A lot of times, such as at Channel Lock, we're 130 years old, so we've got some very stubborn practices that we like to cling to, and you know, talking with the younger owners and buyers at the stores really helps us understand the next path to purchase. Channel Lock is very excited to be part of the Young Retailer of the Year program. This is our first year supporting the program at the NRHA, and we are very excited to be involved with such an important program and supporting our next generation of industry leaders.
Would you all please join me in one more round of applause for all our sponsors tonight. Thank you so much for your generous support. Okay, now let's move on to our final category this evening. Our first honoree in the multiple store operations category is Byron Klaus, owner of Lewistown Ace Hardware in Lewistown, Michigan. Let's learn more about Byron by watching his video.
Byron Klaus is one of those retailers who is not afraid to think big and think outside the boundaries of a typical hardware store. A fourth-generation retailer, Byron grew up working for the family grocery store and dreaming of owning his own business. By the time he was 20, he was helping his family open and manage a brand new hardware store in Lewiston, Michigan. A few years later, when his family decided to purchase a new retail location in Scotia, Michigan, Byron had some ideas of his own. His father already operated a successful grocery store in addition to the hardware store. Byron had the ambitious plan of integrating a grocery store with a traditional hardware store in the new 43,000 square foot space. He directed the renovation of the building, filled the store with merchandise, hired employees, and integrated the point of sale system for each side of the business, all within 4 months. The new store was a success, with customers enjoying the convenience of a one-stop shop. In addition to hardware, shoppers can take advantage of a full grocery selection, complete with a deli and beer cave. In 2015, Byron purchased store number 3, and he's currently in the process of opening a 4th location. While Byron hopes to open more locations in the future, he continues to strengthen his existing stores to best serve customers. He offers a variety of niche categories, such as sporting goods, toys, a gift shop, and large selection of live goods. One location even has a complete Napa auto parts store. Byron learned early in his retailing career that trimming expenses was critical to creating a profitable business. He was an early adopter of LED lighting, installing the technology in his stores before it was common to do so. Byron is a big believer in improving his community. He's been involved with his local Chamber of Commerce for more than 10 years. When a local festival was at risk of being canceled due to lack of leadership and low revenue, Byron volunteered his skills to make it profitable again. He's helped coordinate numerous other events and fundraisers, bringing hundreds of people to the area. Byron has been recognized for entrepreneurship in the larger business community. In 2014, he gave the keynote address at an economic growth seminar at Michigan State University. In addition to his 4 hardware stores, Byron also operates multiple rental properties and has extensive real estate holdings. While he is a businessman, he's also a family man. Byron and his wife Amy are the proud parents of 2 daughters, Callie and Ansley. Let's give a warm welcome to NRHA 2018 Young Retailer of the Year, Byron Klaus.
Excuse my cheering crowd over here. They've got too many at the bar earlier, I think. So I want to thank everybody tonight for coming and all these awesome honorees. It's really inspiring seeing their videos and their inspiration and what they do. And had a chance to have lunch and breakfast, and they're just like me. They're out there trying to go get some really cool stuff happen in this hardware world. So really cool, and thanks again for your time there today, guys. I grew up, as you see in the video, when I was just an infant in mom and dad's store. I was 7 years old, trying to earn squirt guns, doing grocery stocking shelves. And when I was about 15 years old, I got shoved in the hardware store, and that's where I found my true passion. I was pretty good at merchandising, good with the customers, employees, and just felt a natural fit. So my dad approached me. I was about 16 years old, and stores were going really well, and the store was going well. He goes, what's your thought of owning a chain of Ace Hardwares? I said, I love the idea. As long as I'm going to stay in one building the rest of my life, I'd be happy with it. So that was the goal. Dad set a goal of, we had 4 boys in the family, and we want to have 4 stores, so the goal was set. So in 2005, we built a brand new state-of-the-art store in Lewiston, Michigan, and the thing just tanked. It was awful. No one's fault. It's just how it goes sometimes. You roll dice. That's what we do every day when you unlock these doors. So we invited our great co-op there, and they came and saw us, and we did everything they thought right as we can. We're great retailers in their eyes. Took suggestions best we could. And I remember sitting there very passionately. We're not sure what we're going to do. And my father stood up and said, failure is not an option, and that's what we're going to do. And I took the reins and just started beating the horse down the path. Sat down with my mom, looked at expenses and go, we have to make this work somehow. Cut every expense possible, things you would not imagine, things you would imagine. We called Dad and said, Dad, I canceled the dumpster. Because you canceled the dumpster? I said, anything to save $1. So I hauled garbage for 2 years, true story. My dad said he would not haul garbage, so when he pulled up the store, I'd sneak out there, the employees wouldn't fill his truck full of cardboard. I got real involved in the community. I met some of the greatest people of my life in that community of Lewiston. It's awesome. My kids are home with them today. The store just started soaring. People started to understand what we're trying to do, great family. And I have to thank my employees. They got behind me. They got behind what we're trying to do. And just got involved, and things just started going great. The moral of the story for us was just don't quit. And good, better, best, never let it rest. The good is better, the better is best. I have one more too, because I always like it too, is Babe Ruth. It's always hard to beat somebody who never quits. So I'm really, really blessed to have my opportunity to be able to be up here and stand and just tell you I'm living my dream. We're 4 stores, and I want 6 more, 10 more, whatever my wife will let me have. I just want to thank the sponsors for this evening. It's really nice. It's awesome. The NRHA, of course, for having us here. Ace Hardware, my co-op there in the back there. I promised I told my wife I wouldn't show you my Ace Hardware boxers because I bleed red, so It's really easy to be a successful retailer when you have an organization like Ace Hardware behind you. Their plans, their planograms, their growth strategy, development, and you make a phone call, they're there to support you. Like I said, my employees, because standing here, like these guys all said, you don't stand here alone. Your employees are your faces, your store, and they have to believe in what you're trying to do. So at home, hope they're working hard. I want to thank my brothers. Oh, they're all here today in attendance. My whole family came out here, I think more because they're going for a motorcycle trip, not because of me. I was flipping through the photo album and I noticed one common thing. I'm not in any pictures. These guys are all in the posing in their pictures, and they're in every single store, and I might be the face of the zoo or the roller coaster ride, if you will, but my brothers are truly inspiration, and just it's a great family dynamic. So my wife, Amy, she's in the crowd. Met her 14 years ago. I pulled her up on our second date, and I showed her a slab of concrete of Lewiston. She was not impressed. I told her my dream, I was going to have 10 hardware stores, and she was just joking. We're just dating. She goes, well, you better get 20 because I'm going to take 10. Well, I got something for her, though. There's no way I'm letting her do that, so I'm going to go to 19 and stop. So thank you, Amy, for standing behind me and our beautiful kids. Hopefully, maybe one day they'll be here, standing here, our 5th generation. We're a 104-year retail store. And last but not least, my mom and dad. Trying to go get choked up. But, yeah, you guys are just inspiration. You guys made us work hard for everything we had. Just gave us every opportunity to run with it. I had better words than this, but that's as far as I'm getting tonight. So, and the last but not least, I love you guys. And I just want to thank God, because without him, nothing's possible. So God bless you, and thank you for listening to me.
Okay, our next honoree in the multiple store category is Nate Ludwig, General Manager of Daisy's Building Center in Garberville, California.
The way Nate Ludwig has increased annual sales at Daisy's Building Center from $1 million to more than $10 million in 3 years is nothing short of astounding. When he was offered a job as general manager at the building center in Garberville, California, he was essentially rebuilding a business. The dilapidated store had been closed for a year, but Nate worked tirelessly for 10 weeks to overhaul the building. Using his knowledge of the construction trades and previous experience managing a lumber yard, he brought in the inventory he knew would sell. While Daisy's Building Center is in a small town, the results of the overhaul exceeded his expectations. The business had rung up $1 million in annual sales under the previous owner. Nate finished his first year with $4 million in sales, and that was only the beginning. As he learned more about the unique needs of his market, he realized there were opportunities to sell high volumes of merchandise. Nate refined his ordering and logistics process to accommodate his customers' buying patterns. Some days, there are as many as 20 semi-trailer trucks making deliveries to the business. Nate went to work refining his inventory by expanding his SKU count in core areas such as plumbing and electrical. He also started a service designing custom-built metal buildings, and sales have started off strong. In 2017, Nate converted a back room in the building to an area where he could increase his paint selection. That move freed up space elsewhere and allowed him to stock a complete line of power tools. By the end of 2017, total store sales had jumped an amazing 950% in 3 years. Currently, Nate is heading up a project to construct a new 60,000 square foot warehouse that will increase his on-hand inventory. He has also expanded the business by adding 2 new locations. The first is Hubbard's Hardware, another do-it-best retail space in Medford, Oregon. He is converting the store to a pro-focused product mix, building on its reputation as a premium outdoor power equipment dealer. The other new location, in Willow Creek, California, will give Nate a greater presence in the region's agricultural market. Even though he's managing 3 stores several hours apart, Nate believes it's important to share his time with his family and community. He's a youth director for his church's denominational association, where he helps plan camps and conventions for youth throughout the state. Nate also keeps the store active in the community by overseeing fundraising efforts for local schools and fire departments. At home, Nate and his wife Danielle have their hands full raising their 7 children: Kylie, Kennedy, Raquel, Judah, Roman, Israel, and Zion. Join me in congratulating NRHA 2018 Young Retailer of the Year, Nate Ludwig.
Told Dan Walton when he wrote the story, I said, man, I'd like to meet that guy someday. That was a pretty good story you wrote there. I'd be remiss tonight if I didn't give thanks, first of all, to my Lord and my God, Jesus Christ, who's given me the health and the ability to be here tonight. To all the honorees, what a great job. Y'all are amazing. Just some great stories. I love the videos. I love the stories. Just a softie. I get all choked up watching everybody up here and all the responses. What a great team, what a great atmosphere we have here tonight. To my wife and my best friend, who I admired dearly, you're a real strength in my life. Such a wonderful wife and mother, and the true all-star here tonight. To my children, Kylie, Kennedy, Raquel, Judah, Roman, Israel, and baby Zion, who fill my life with so much joy with every smile and hug. Wish they were all able to be here tonight, but kind of cost prohibitive when you have that many. To my life mentors and spiritual leaders, Pastor Jonathan McDonald, Bishop John McDonald, who took time out for me as an out-of-control young man, and they invested our most valuable commodity we have in life, and that's time, and invested in my life. If there's any sort of good leadership capability or quality, it came from those men investing time into my life. To my parents who taught me about faith, work ethic, and a good family culture that will just make our world better, thank you to my mom and my dad tonight. To Darren Tomasini, my mentor and coach in the hardware and lumber business, a man who is a true visionary and incredible businessman, thank you. I know you're not here tonight, but hopefully you'll see the video. Thank you for all you've done for me in my life. To Dan Starr and the Do It Best team, so many names I could drop here tonight. I don't want to miss them all, but thank you for the incredible co-op of Do It Best, for the integrity you've led with. I've got to watch it now for 13 to 14 years. What a great job you guys do in the continuing education, and what you do for our members, it just makes it a better community. To Jeff Mauman, my Do It Best representative, thank you for all you do, for just being you. You're an all-around great guy. Also not here tonight, but I really hope you get to see the video. Thank you, Jeff, for your nomination, your trust, and helping me out. To my business partner and great friend, Grant Giovanetti, thank you for always pushing me to new levels and challenging me to be the best at everything that I can do. You're a real encouragement of my life. Thank you. To the team back at Daisy's Building Center, you're the best in the industry, and the whole is greater than the part, and I just simply serve a small part in the greater all of the team. Thank you. To all of our sponsors here tonight, thank you so much. We understand there's no such thing as a free lunch, and it was somebody's bill. Thank you for flipping the bill and making this possible for us tonight. To the NRHA, who is the visionary that keeps us as independent retailers excited and focused with what we do. The question was posed in an interview with Walt Disney's CEO and president on the first day of the park's opening. Don't you wish Walt was here to see this? And his quick response back came, he did see it, and that's why it's here. To the NRHA, thank you for being the visionary. Thank you for having this vision and having us here tonight. Good evening.
Okay, our final honoree this evening in the multiple store category is Diana Newton, Vice President of Bay Hardware in Seal Beach, California. Let's take a look at Diana's video presentation.
Like many retailers, Diana Newton grew up in her family's home improvement business in Chicago, working alongside her parents, David and Cynthia Brunges. After finishing a degree in teaching, she returned home to work at the store part-time while she worked as the director of a local tutoring center. In 2009, Diana's parents purchased a store called Bay Hardware in Seal Beach, California. Diana stepped up to turn the business into one her community could depend on. She bolstered the store's inventory by adding thousands of new items. She spent many long days and nights updating the point-of-sale system, overhauling the pricing structure, and adding new niche items. At only 25 years old, Diana worked hard to earn the trust of her new community and to get the business up and running. Her efforts proved to be successful. After 1 year, Bay Hardware was voted Best Hardware Store in Orange County. Customer counts rose and margins increased. Sales at Bay Hardware are now over $1.4 million, a 65% increase from when she took over the business. Motivated by Diana's success, the family bought Lunada Bay Hardware, located 25 miles from Seal Beach in 2013. Again, she hit the ground running to turn yet another struggling store into a hardware destination. She brought technology into the store, filled unstocked shelves, and corrected inventory counts. Diana revamped the fasteners department with 3,000 new SKUs and brought in a new line of paint. Within the first 2 years, sales at her second location tripled, and Lunada Bay Hardware remained successful. When hiring, Diana looks for employees who fit the company's customer-centric culture to help both stores continue offering top-quality service. She keeps her mind fresh by always looking for learning opportunities. She was a graduate of the fall 2016 class of NRHA's Retail Management Certification Program. Diana is also passionate about immersing herself and her business into the community. She's served on boards of the Seal Beach Chamber of Commerce and the Seal Beach Lions Club. Diana and her staff also worked with the Lions Club to save and refurbish a local historical building known as the Beach Cottage. Additionally, Diana and her team donate supplies to local organizations and participate in events like parades and fundraisers. When she's not working, Diana and her husband Grant are busy preparing for their first child to be born in August. Join us in congratulating NRHA 2018 Young Retailer of the Year, Diana Newton.
Remember not to use the baby as a holder for things. I really want to thank everyone for taking a moment to learn about me. Hope you can really tell that I very clearly love what I do. I've been doing it for, since I was a child. And it's really not where I thought I would end up, but something about life and this industry in general really draws you to it. I really hope to see more and more young people continue to move into this industry. I know that there are a lot of other job options out there these days, but there's something really special about the hardware industry specifically, and I attribute a lot of where I am today and the person that I am today because of the fact that I've grown up in this business. I think that what it does is it attracts and it cultivates a lot of talent, and especially the type of character of people that it attracts to it. Tenacious, hardworking, and very devoted. I've also found that this industry presents you with a lot of opportunities, and opportunities for learning, opportunities for leadership, for success, and for failure. And all of those things all together really make us who we are today, and I know that I've grown profoundly as a person for it. And it's so funny watching and all of the videos and hearing the stories of the rest of the young retailers up here, because I'm just blown away, and to be part of that group is really amazing, so thank you. And I really find it very humbling to be considered anything more than ordinary for just doing what I love, so that's really cool. And I hope that, like you are doing today, that I will be just as supportive of other younger people, which I love still that I'm considered young, but hope to be just as supportive of the next generation coming forward as you all are being to us. So thank you very much for that. I really want to thank the sponsors because they sponsor us every day in what we do. You know, they are pushing and supporting us, making sure that us in the independent hardware channel can be as successful as possible. Thank you very much for that. It does not go unnoticed. And I also really want to thank others who have supported me along this journey and the journey that hopefully will continue to move forward. The NRHA has been incredibly supportive of me as a person, and the classes and courses and everything I've done with this organization have really helped inspire me and get me excited. And there's nothing like being excited about what you're doing when you wake up in the morning every day, so that's really cool. I want to thank my co-op, Do It Best, because I think having grown up with them and their culture has, again, really helped to give me what I need to be successful in this world. And of course, that comes really more from my parents, who have not only given me the work ethic and drive to move forward, but they are the most supportive people I could have ever asked for. And I think it's because of them that I met such an amazing man. I told myself I wasn't going to do this. I wasn't even drinking. But, all the values and everything that they've given me, I think, is the reason that I met my wonderful husband, who has been incredibly supportive. So, thank you. And I'll leave you guys to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Diana. And now I'd like to ask Meghan Menzer, your NRHA chairman of the board, to say a few words in closing.
Wow. Great job, you guys. Congratulations again. The stories and speeches we've all heard tonight are a testament to the viability of the independent home improvement channel. These retailers represent our future, and yes, we are in very good hands. So let me leave you with this. To this year's honorees, keep up the great work. Become involved and engaged with your association. Who knows? Someday it might be you up here handing out these awards. To the independent retailer in the audience tonight, I encourage you to take this inspiration back to your stores and use it to strengthen your business and grow your people. Perhaps you have a future young retailer honoree working for you who just needs some encouragement and guidance to make it all happen. For the distributors, co-op representatives in the audience tonight, know that we do value your support as business partners. You make what we do every day possible in so many different ways. Thank you for your continued support of NRHA and the Young Retailer Program of the Year. And finally, for the manufacturers in the audience tonight, hopefully you've gained some insight into the viability, strength, and determination of the independent home improvement retail channel. We are the ones who stock and sell your products in our stores. We are 35,000 strong, and we are the ones who, through our leadership, keep our communities strong and viable across North America. As you can see, the industry has a bright future ahead with these young retailers leading the way. Let's all give one more round of applause for tonight's 8 honorees. Family members, special guests, sponsors, and wholesaler representatives, please remember to gather in front of the stage immediately following the conclusion of tonight's ceremony for photos. Thank you for joining us this evening. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow during the National Hardware Show and NRHA All Industry Conference. This concludes tonight's program.